Hello everyone, it is Joey Tastic here, and I wanted to make this video because, one, today is Disney World's 50th anniversary, and I want to celebrate, but I do want to make a really interesting video because I've been seeing a lot of reviews on Disney Enchantment, and I'm telling you now, a lot of them are very, very mixed. I've been seeing mostly negative ones, but I want to just say this. I feel like I've been seeing quite a bit of those. I remember around when Happily Ever After actually debuted, a lot of people were begging for Wishes to come back. So I just think this new show just needs time. It needs time for you guys to, get used to and, grow. But the show needs a lot of it just needs a lot of improvements. The show is good, but there's just a lot that needs to be changed. And here's how I think it should have been. So I would want the song You Are the Magic to stay in the show. However, I would want it to be in a more grander arrangement in the beginning. I feel like the emotional impact was lacking in this show. It even lacked with Happily Ever After. I'm not gonna lie. That show didn't make me cry once. I think the one that made me cry the most was Wishes. I think Wishes had the more superior soundtrack than Happily Ever After and Enchantment. So if you're looking for an emotional show, Wishes. And Wishes didn't really have like movie after movie. I mean it did, but it flowed better than both of those shows. Happily Ever After was sort of like Enchantment with just movies, and no story whatsoever. I love how people are complaining that there's no story here, yet there was no actual story in Happily Ever After either. I mean, the messages were there, but there was no story in Happily Ever After. In Wishes, you would have the narration for pretty much almost the entire, like, the sections of each show would have the Jiminy Cricket speaking. Like, you were in the show too. And there was an actual message with all three, but I think Wishes had a better flow than the two. Visually, Happily Ever After and Enchantment win, but I have to watch the show in person because I heard the live broadcast was terrible and people were complaining about that they couldn't see the main streak projection mapping. So I want to talk about what I think Enchantment should have been. So the opening, can stay the same, but a little more grander, a little more violins, trumpets, something like that. But I think that there should have been more narration throughout the show. There should have been like Mickey or other characters. Keep the same narrator from from this, because the narrator here from Enchantment definitely gave me a Wishes feel, especially at the end when she said "You are the magic," and then so I think the Enchantment finale was very similar to Wishes. It definitely reminded me of Wishes, so I liked the Easter egg. Same with the first firework that you saw when I think it was Kayla Alvarez when she starts singing when you wish upon a star. The first firework goes there and it shoots like Wishes did. So that was a little Easter egg as well. I think the show should have had a timeline of 50 years of Disney magic. It should have included the song "Disney World is Your World." If you don't know how that goes, it was one of those songs that I think opened with the park back at the back day. I know it opened with Tokyo Disneyland, but I think it goes something like this, like Disney World and na 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 for every dime. So I think you would know what I'm talking about. Also, I think there should have been some more classic Disney. I would have also had a section for all the classic movies when Walt was alive. Like you have Snow White, you have Hi Ho, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, On Birthday Song, You Can Fly, all the classic songs up until Walt's passing. That would be that whole section. And then there'll be another section, like I said, there'll be a Magic Kingdom tribute section. And I also mentioned, for the whole Walt section in the beginning of the show, I would want to include that Disney World is Your World song, but also I would want it to honor Roy as well because he founded the park. And I also want, and I need you guys to look up this song because I thought it'd be really nice for a show. It's called One Man's Dream. If you guys don't know what One Man's Dream is, it was a show that ran in Disneyland from 89 to 90, and it also ran in Tokyo for many years. So, and One Man's Dream referring to Walt. So, and at the end of the show, there should have been a quote from Roy or Walt, or maybe I think Walt would have said something like it all started with a mouse, or whatever Roy said in the opening day at Disney World, something like that. It should have had a more historical approach, but keep the song "You Are the Magic." Keep it. I love it. I love that song so much. I feel like there should have been a little more time for Tink to come out. There should have been a more build up to Tinkerbell. So I found this excerpt from a show where Mickey says to Tinkerbell, like, "Hi, Tinkerbell, you're just in time," and then she goes flying. And I also found that, like, I just found a ton of other excerpts from other shows and stuff that would be added. I might upload my version of Enchantment in the future once an official soundtrack comes out for the show. I also would include a section where you have all the movies after Walt's death. So, of course, you have Little Mermaid, and I found a really, really nice Let It Go, and that Let It Go is actually from the Dreamlights, Tokyo Disneyland Electrical Parade, as well as their version of Beauty and the Beast. I think it just suits a fireworks show so well, and I got chills listening to that. Also, I would want to kind of put some nostalgia in there and add the song Eye to Eye from the Goofy movie. I feel like everyone would scream their lungs off if that ever happened. And then the section before the finale, but before the section, the villain section would probably include. So I have a friend of mine who loves Disney, and he said, ooh, put an excerpt from the extraterrestrial alien encounter. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then I would say put in the Stampede theme, put in Be Prepared from The Lion King, put in Poor Unfortunate Souls, like put all that in like one mashup. And then after, I would want but before the finale, I would want a whole part of the show dedicated to Mickey Mouse. So I found this really nice song. It was also from One Man's Dream, but I feel like it needs more representation in the parks. And it's called Shining Star. It was a song from One Man's Dream, and obviously the song is about Mickey Mouse and that he's a shining star, and the world loves him. It's a really nice upbeat song that really should have been in more shows. It really should have had more promotion after One Man's Dream ended. Yeah. And then after that, I would still want to have "You Are the Magic" in the ending, but with a little bit of "When You Wish Upon a Star" in there. A little more emotional. But yeah, that's how Enchantment should have been. If you have any ideas that I forgot to say, because there were so many other ideas that I have, put it down in the comments if you're a Disney fanatic like I am. So yeah, happy 50th.